amass so much stuff. I won't swear, it's the start of the video. Today is August, what is it today? Today is August 24th. I just need to get this upstairs. I need to get it upstairs. Because if it's upstairs, then I'll start poking at it. And the sooner I start poking at it, the sooner it's done. So, time to poke. Let's get down to brass tacks. Today is September 7th. Halloween's been upstairs for 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Maybe a little bit more. In the 2 weeks, I've not decorated anything. I thought I would, but I have not. There's a lot going on in the house right now. And when I say there's a lot, that is not an understatement. The kitchen is in a state of flux right now. The foyer is 80% finished, but there's more to stain and more trim to put up. The stairs need to be leveled still. My bedroom is torn apart. The hallway upstairs is torn apart. There's so much going on that all I've been able to do is drag things around the house, come here, and start forming the ideas of what this is gonna turn into. So Sophia is checking things out today.
She's my helper.
Today though, it is time to decorate. I gotta do this. I gotta get this in the bucket because I have so much planned for the Halloween videos and I have so much to do in the month of September for client projects, my own house, my desk job. I've got travel. In 3 days, I leave for Arizona to surprise my best friend for her birthday. There's a lot going on. The great news is my plan is in place. Today, what we're gonna do is start decorating, as I've said 5 times already. In decorating, we're not gonna finish stuff, and that's okay. The drawing room, I've got a theme of pumpkins going on in there, pumpkins and witches. I've got my theme for the front porch set. The kitchen is going to be nostalgic Halloween, which this room, the parlor, was last year. But the parlor, we're really not gonna decorate much today because it involves a lot of branches from the tree outside that I cut down this summer. Not the tree, I cut branches. I don't want to run the risk right now of filling the room with bugs. So that'll get done later, but it will be covered, I promise. Today we've got really 1, 2, 3, 4-ish spaces. Next week, we are going to be going through my massive pumpkin that I'm making for outside. That'll be perched on the balcony with vines crossing the balcony and running down to the ground. We've also got my cement statue for the front yard that I'm making. October 22nd, we're going to be doing party prep. All of this is because this year is the 2nd annual Halloween party here at the estate. And of course I have to up the ante. You know, you can't just do what you did last year. You gotta change stuff. You gotta make it exciting and fun and interesting so that people want to keep coming back, and maybe more people. Party prep and what party prep looks like and what the showstopper piece is compared to last year's. And then finally, we will wrap the month of October up on the 29th with Halloween traditions and some of the ghosty stories of what has happened in this house so far. If you haven't seen any of last year's videos, they are all linked below. You'll see a lot of the things that I made last year in this video today. That being said, let's get started. Let's get spooky and you know, grab a cat if you got one, or a dog, or, you know, a lizard or a snake, and let's do it. It's funny that it's been a year since I did the first Halloween video, and how much has changed? How much has changed? 6,000 of you have changed. So we're gonna start with the porch. One of the smartest moves I made this last Christmas was I raided the clearance Christmas lights at Menards when everything went on sale, because most of my string lights are old and they're not LED, so they're not super bright anymore. They get warm and they're starting to burn out. We got a whole bunch of new lights, which is awesome. I don't know, the front porch is like a mishmash of stuff. I've got a bunch of artwork for the wall behind me. Yeah, let's just see what comes out. These are still in here from Christmas. I don't know if you can see it, there's like some missing, probably can't see it. I'll show you. There's missing paint up there on the wall, and that was my indicator that I had the water damage, which is now rectified. Oh shit, what'd I drop? Picked up this 5-foot wide spider web. Sometimes they make these things so hard to figure out how to open, and then I just feel dumb as shit. The box says 5 feet, and it's like 5 feet because it's got these stupid things to hold it outward. That's like 2 feet. What a rip. We're gonna do what I do best, and we're gonna wing it. Oh, good. Okay. Where's the hammer? Oh, it's right there. Ah! Told you, there's a bunch of stuff on the ground. I got this at Michael's. There we go. Level. Other one was this. I want to put that here. There. All right, artwork up. Oh, I forgot I had a wreath. Do I want to hang the wreath here too? No, I should probably go on the front door. I mean, some of the stuff that like you find that you got last year, and then it's like, ooh, a surprise for this year. Some of you just forgot, like this cheap shit thing that I got. It's something, takes up space. Whether it stays out here, I don't know. I think I did like a last minute swing through the stores the week of the party last year and found a bunch of stuff that was like, 75% off. So this stuff has been sitting out here for a couple weeks. You can see it from the street and it just looks so trashy. This thing is so shitty. Again, it was on super clearance when I bought it. But it is shitty. I bought mums today and they're just sitting on the front porch and people keep slow driving by. It's like, I dare you to take them. I'll fly out of this house like a bat out of hell. Beat you senseless. Got some new stuff. I got this. I don't want to put like too much stuff on the front porch. I need some stuff, so... These are gonna go in the house. These are gonna go in the house. Time for the olive tree to go away. But I filled the base with rocks. So. All right, purple. Purple lights right here. Purple. You are gonna be here. Okay, I numbered these so I know which window they go to, so they're all at different heights, in case you didn't see this last year. So let's get these guys up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 is there. So I've been having a hard time trying to figure out what I was going to do here in the drawing room. Obviously, it's a very green room. If you watch the drawing room series, you know that. The other day when I was walking things around and just trying to figure out what the hell I was doing, I accidentally, well, I mean, it wasn't like an accident, but I brought this in here and I really liked how the orange looked, just pops of orange. So I've got lots of pumpkins to start putting around. I've got lots of other, things to fill the room with because I've taken out almost all of the plants. If you remember, the whole theme of the drawing room was life and death, or nature and death, not life, but, well, I guess that was life, yeah. And now that it's fall and Halloween specifically, those plants need to shift to things like this and the black leaves and that ick stuff. So I've got a lot of pumpkins to put out. I've got Spanish moss. I have a ton of string lights and battery lights and flickering candles to add and things of that sort. So I'm gonna pop a movie on, bust this room out. I hope it turns out great because I feel like it will. Yeah, we'll just see. We'll just see. Yeah. So I've already watched Sleepy Hollow. Time to pick a new one. I think I'm gonna turn on I don't know. Maybe I'll turn on Beetlejuice. I'll turn on Beetlejuice. I changed my mind and went with Casper. When I was doing the drawing room and I hid hooks up behind that, this is what I had in mind. So last year I had the floating candles. I put them above the TV. I've done it for a couple years. This year they're gonna be hanging here. Woo! And then for Christmas I'll probably hang like, ornaments or something there. I don't know. Candles that are all tangled up because that's the story of my life. And there's only 9 now, and I used to have 10. I think it's because last year one kept turning on by itself and it freaked me out, so I threw it away finally. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I, not find a better way to make sure these don't get tangled up year after year. Right, Paolo? I know, honey. I know. I'm okay with this. They're a little closer to the wall than I anticipated them being, but like, what are you gonna do? You know? That's life! Alright, where the fuck am I going now? 4 more. Alright, I got one long one here. Oh shit, don't do that. Ah. Ah! Why is this so hard? I hate my life. Turn off the drawing room? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't have to waste the batteries. It's the next day, and I was wallpapering, so it looks like I've got dried something fun on me, and I don't. I'm just dirty. I wanted to get some stuff done tonight, though, and I had kind of been pre-setting the kitchen just to figure out what I was doing in here. The kitchen this year is nostalgic Halloween, which was in the parlor last year. I liked it in the parlor. I thought it looked good, but there are bigger plans for that space this year. With making the kitchen last year into the bayou, you know, where I had my little apothecary display and all that, it just made the kitchen feel dirty and cluttered. And this year I wanted to do nostalgic back here because I was kind of inspired by Hocus Pocus, which, you know, who isn't, but the kitchen of Satan, Gary Marshall. That kitchen like kept popping in my mind, and I just thought I'm gonna go full tilt on it. So I had been pre-doing garland and stuff behind me, and then got 3/4 of the way through the room and ran out of garland, and also ran out of the lights that I needed. Someone's calling me right now. Nah, I'm recording. This is very big business, but I have everything I need now. So I'm gonna, just for tonight, so just in this outfit, fix the garland and lights and get those up the way I want them to be. And then I will get back to this tomorrow in the daylight. Something to keep in mind, you're gonna notice in the kitchen a little bit, is that I have already started phase 2 of the kitchen. The wall behind the camera right now, all of those cabinets have been repainted to their new color. You're gonna see that in this video. The big reveal for it probably won't be till like March, because I'm one person and I'm tired a lot. So the reason I had to undo the garland is because it was doubled up, because on its own, it's pretty puny, and doubled up is better. Last year's garland has an orangey stem, and they're very orange leaves. The new garland I ordered, which is the same thing, has very red leaves and a black stem. You can tell the difference there. So I needed to take the old down, undouble it, so that I can then mix the new, and also to kind of twist it better, because before I wasn't doing it very well. I was being a little bit lazy on it. Kind of double all this up and then start wrapping the lights around it, and then I'll have more than enough to get to the end of the kitchen. Don't judge me when I turn the camera, because the kitchen is a fucking mess right now. Like you'll be able to see the chaos I'm living in, which is like the newel post for the stairs, because my dad finished raising it 10 inches, and there's just stuff everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. I'm so tired of living like this. Darling, hold my hand. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. All right. We've got you, and we got you. And we're gonna kind of twist these as we go. Not an expert at fluffing garland, but I think the biggest takeaway for me is that you just want to make sure you have more leaves showing than you do electrical cord, because the lights are going to show through regardless. And that might sound obvious, but I think some of you maybe don't know that. That's why I'm sharing. And then this goes up. Oh, you son of a bitch. Get in there. All right, that's gonna have to get made pretty. This is Gary, if you can see him. He's by an artist named Laura's Beating Art. So if you ever have the chance to follow her on Instagram or Etsy, her work gets ripped off all the time by Temu and things like that. So support the artist directly. She does a really great job. She's got really super cute artwork. Oh, shit. Told you it was messy. All this crap goes in the window, but we're not doing that tonight. Wonderful, said I'm wonderful. It would be wonderful. This is the absolute butt crack of dawn right now, and I fly out of town to Arizona tomorrow at an earlier butt crack of dawn, so I want to get the kitchen window put together now before my work day starts, really. One, so that it's just out of my way and done, but two, I hate coming back from a trip to a messy house. The house is gonna be messy regardless, but like, this is just nuts. This is nuts. So let's put the window together. As usual, I have my whole plan in place for what the structure looks like underneath everything to grant elevation to everything. So I have my coffee. You're gonna see it get lighter outside the window probably as this is going along, because I don't know how long it's gonna take. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So that's the bulk of it. Super cool. And I've got extra little things that are going to be hung up here. These little characters and things like that. Yeah. That's the look. I'm happy with it. It's got some zhishing to do. I'll probably curl some ribbon in there too, but for now it's good. Over here in the corner, I've got all of the, well, let me get all this crap off them first. I've got all of the lanterns that were hung in the parlor last year, and I want to do something here in the corner to kind of build the corner out a little bit. Ooh, I gotta clean these fan blades. Just kind of this cascading thing of the lanterns. And I got, right at the end of the season last year, this like light up, you know, it's orange, which goes, obviously there's a lot of orange in here, but I could use this as my main thing. It's really the last kind of big component for the kitchen. And then hopefully it turns out looking cool, but I should plug it in before I do anything because, all right, it's right there. All right, so we've got a high and a low, and everything else has to fall somewhere in between that. Well, in classic Restoring Sean fashion, I forgot to hit record on the camera before I started doing this, so you're welcome. So this is what it looks like, and stepping away, I realize I need to kind of make it go outward a little bit more, but it just looks a little bit like a column right now. It's one of those projects that you're just doing to fill up space, but you don't really like how it looks. and you don't love doing it, so it's just tedious and annoying. But it's gotta get done. Do you ever watch Hot Wings or Hot Ones with Sean Evans? I just watched one the other day where he had Keke Palmer on, and it was her third time being on. He asked her advice on, you know, what you would tell people, because seeing as she's like got her fingers and everything, she's always really busy. Her advice was to never give up. Now, the advice is not necessarily to never give up. The advice is to always finish what you start. Even though you know you're doing it wrong, even though it might turn out wrong, you have to finish what you start, because otherwise you're not going to learn from it. And I thought that that was just really great advice, you know, because half the time what I do, what I show you guys that I'm doing, it's not right, it's not great, but I'm going to do it anyway, because next time I do it, I'll have learned something, and I'll have learned what not to do. Like, for example, I'll never do this again. I think today's like the last reprieve that summer has, because it's like 90 outside. It's pretty warm. But that means that I've officially decided that it is the last day for decorating the main few rooms that we've been decorating in this video, which means we're almost at the end of the video. I'll give you guys a look of, you know, what the general final looks are. Hello. I'm doing important stuff. So you'll get a glimpse of what it's all going to look like, but the final looks really aren't going to be ready for probably another month, because I have a lot to do still. So this is going to wrap up part one. So right now I am going to hang almost all the creepy cloth, if not all of it, because that's the final touch. And when I've done that here in the drawing room, out on the front porch, and then couple other little spots, TBD, show you some looks of what it's turning into so far. And then next week we are back with the first of 2 outdoor projects, which we'll be doing simultaneously. That being said, I do have at the end of the month, on October 31st, the podcast that I recorded with Beyond the Design. That is with Craig Beaumont Flynn. Super excited for you guys to see the podcast. It'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And I'll make sure I drop a link here when it's ready. Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see you next week, and commence with the creepy cloth. In order to do this, I'm gonna have to use my thumbtacks in a jar of Stewart's cherries and cream that I've had since I was probably 12. You know, you can't see too well in the video because I'm tricky that way, but there's all kinds of airs all over. So I'll put the thumbtacks in places where they're very inconspicuous, but I have this giant sheet of creepy cloth, and I want it to be centered here. So I'm going to pick a hook that's tucked underneath, and then it's going to fan outward that way, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing on that side. That's the plan. Last year, this is the one that was all the way through the kitchen. And it wasn't expensive. It was like $25 on Amazon, I think. But it's almost the same color as the walls, and that's pretty perfect. I'm just gonna start pinning it. So where do you guys want to sit and watch? Another thing you'll want to do, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this last year, but you want to start getting different colors of creepy cloth. It adds that extra little something. Okay. Gotta get like those foam pieces to hold these candlesticks straight, because they are wonkadoo.